Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Ryan in Singapore. Welcome to our mindfulness practice. As we're rolling into the topic, I remember last time we were talking about meditating on the commute, and that was someone's suggestion to me that the temple that I had gone to with my friend, right? We went somewhere to meditate together, and the suggestion was for me to meditate on the train on the way there, which is something that I used to do a lot in the past. And I just remember this resistance to it, and vocalizing that resistance, like saying, "Hey, I've got so many things to do anyway. Why do those on the train?" And I thought that, and as really regretted that as I was looking at the replay and editing the video. I thought, man, why did I say that? It seems like this is something that I should really be encouraging. And I know the reason why I said that is because when we do sit at the temple, and his idea is we're going to sit together for 2 hours, and I'm just kind of thinking, I'm like, 2 hours is already a pretty long meditation. So should I meditate more on the commute there and back, and then, maybe I should, right? Maybe that is something I should be doing, instead of thinking about all the things that I can be getting accomplished while I'm sitting on the train. So that's just funny to see my own resistance to meditation. And I don't know, I guess I just wanted to name that and call that out, and just say, if you have resistance to meditation, if there are times where you go, I don't want to go and sit on my cushion and do my meditation today, you are not alone. I certainly face that struggle from time to time. Although I do want to tell you as well that over the last month or so, I've really gotten back into doing longer sits for myself. And one of the nice things that as I do it, it's strange. It's this idea of likening meditation to strengthening a muscle. Just because you can't see it, it's like when you're strengthening a muscle, you can see yourself, you can see your body changing, you can feel your body changing. So I think the mental muscle that's changing through meditation is a little bit different in how it's noticed. And because those times when I'm just coming back to my practice, and I'm sitting and I'm finding that, man, there are so many reasons for me to give up on my practice and to go do something else. I really found that coming up so much when I was first getting back to it after my trip to the States and the summer holidays and things. And now, as I'm meditating, I'm finding, like, sitting 30 minutes is easy. And it's just like, that's what daily practice does. It really strengthens that muscle and helps it so that helps it so that we can really be back in and continue doing the work that can help us in our mindfulness practice. And what are the benefits of mindfulness? That is really what one of the topics here today is. So we'll roll into that here shortly. I feel the mountain meditation in our near future. Yeah, that's mountain meditation is a good one, and I think the most useful thing about the mountain meditation is this acknowledgement that your external circumstances don't have to have a strong impact on what's happening internally. Or actually, maybe ideally speaking, your external circumstances, very ideally speaking, don't have an impact on what's happening internally, that you can weather all the storms just by having a strong foundation and a strong meditation practice. Cece says, I rarely feel like doing anything, but I remember I will feel better during or after in my daily life. Thanks, Cece. Yeah, I feel the same way. And it's good to be back. And I guess that I can give you that as encouragement, is that if you do meditate regularly, you can't help but start to see the benefits in your, not only in your daily life, but also coming back to the cushion and sitting. I just don't feel pulled away like I did a month ago. Now when I sit, like sitting for however long I feel like I need to sit isn't nearly as challenging as it was a month ago. So welcome again, everybody. Today's topic is rolling out of the 5 pillars of mental well-being. So those were meditation, exercising often, eating well, sleeping enough, and hydration. And we add more things into that list as well, but just for the sake of simplicity, we'll use those 5. And today, what I wanted to talk about is how meditation isn't just another one of those pillars. It actually stands out as something maybe even more foundational, maybe foundational to the other foundations. And why is that? Is that meditation builds awareness. And that's one of the things that is important for what we're doing in all of the others. And let's rewind 2 lessons back, and that's like the power of small wins. So how do you notice that the small wins are happening if you don't have the awareness of it? And so this is really why meditation is so foundational, is because of the awareness that it builds in everything else that you're doing. So when we meditate, that helps us to bring more, it even develops awareness of awareness, right? You can notice as you've meditated more often that your ability to pay attention starts to increase. And so this is awareness of awareness. And so this kind of pulling back that happens as we meditate more, as we become significantly more self-aware, something that can't help but happen if you start meditating. And so that gives you kind of a key to unlock and to see what's happening in these other areas of life. So, one example is your exercising often. So you through your meditation practice, especially when we're consistent, it builds the patience, it builds consistency, it helps us to keep getting back to whatever our exercise routine may be, and not demanding instant results, so that we can go in, we can do it, we can do our best to enjoy the process and know that and trust that as we continue doing this, not only are we going to feel better physically, but it's going to have a positive effect on our mental health. So it also helps us to listen to our body's signals, right? So, how fatigued are you? Are you in need of additional rest today? Right? And I think this is something that is really interesting in physical exercise, is that we sometimes feel guilty that we didn't do it. And so, maybe my back's hurting too much, and I go, you know what? I'm so guilty. I feel so bad for not doing my exercise today. I really have to do it. And then this is this space where we end up injuring ourselves. So this is also the awareness that's built through meditation. Can we know when it's time to rest? When's it time to engage? When's it time to rest? That comes through this awareness that is built through our meditation practice, listening to our bodies, learning about what it is that we know that we need. So now let's shift to another pillar, eating well. Mindful eating is, and you don't have to take my word for it, there are studies out there that show that mindful eating, people who eat mindfully, and mindful eating is basically meaning that I'm eating. When I'm eating, I'm eating. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not engaged in a deep conversation. I'm not off in fantasy land while I'm eating. I'm using my five senses to absorb myself in the process of eating, looking at my food, smelling my food, tasting my food, maybe even listening to the sound of the crunching that it makes, right? Genuinely tasting, being there. This kind of engagement with food is proven to make sure that we don't overeat and makes us much more in tune with the feeling. That's the other thing, right? Is the feeling of being full or being hungry. And another interesting what is it like to drink water while we eat? And the other thing that mindful eating does, by the way, is that it tends to cause us to eat a little bit more slowly, so that while we're fully engaged with our food, maybe we're able to enjoy that process a little bit more. So this is something that mindful eating can also help with. And the other thing about our meditation practice is that, maybe we're wanting to go, maybe we're wanting to fill time, maybe we're bored. And the thing that we want to do is go to the cupboard and grab a bag of potato chips or something, right? And so this also helps to bring awareness to that process, to help us not judgmentally, but to really ask the question, why am I eating? What is the intention behind this action that I'm about to take? So that's two. That's eating well, exercising often. Sleep's almost a no-brainer, because what tends to happen, at least in my meditation practice, is that most of that digestion of mental imagery happens during my mindfulness practice. I find that although I try very hard to stay focused on my breath, let's say I'm trying to count to 10 breaths, right? How often do I make it to 10? I would say it's less than 50% of the time. That it's rare that I actually count 10 breaths, because my mind is so engaged in all of the other things that's going on. And I think this is just an important side note to mention, is that because I've practiced enough, I just know this is my mind, right? This is what my mind does. And I think that in the past, I used to get really frustrated. Like, I'm supposed to be meditating. Why is my mind wandering on and going on all these other things? Why can't I count to 10? Like, isn't counting to 10 should be something easy? Why can't I do that? So just kind of letting go of that striving and that achievement, and just going, this is it. This is where my mind is. This is what's happening. These are all of the things that's going on inside of my mind, and I don't need to get rid of them. I don't need to push them away. It's something that, as I'm trying my best to stay focused on my breath and perhaps count the number of breaths, we can talk about different ways to meditate. That's one of the aids that we can use. To not give up, to go, this is the way things are, and to just accept that this is what's going on right now. And this is part of the meditation practice. And what you'll find, maybe you'll find, what I've found is that my sleep's better, because a lot of this mental digestion has already been done in my meditation practice. When I lie down, I'm already a bit less stressed, because the meditation practice has helped that digestion as well. And it just helps to keep that racing mind a little bit quieter. Last but not least, hydration. So hydration, again, meditating often can help us be more aware, more in tune to our bodies, so that we can listen to our bodies when we're thirsty. And the other thing it can do is it can help us to know, to choose what to drink as well. To go, hey, should I be drinking? It's 4:30 in the afternoon. Should I really be drinking a caffeinated beverage right now? Should I really be drinking something sugary? Is this what's best for me and my body right now? And then, let's say one other thing too, is I just remember a friend of mine his advice for someone who is drinking alcohol compulsively is like, if you find yourself reaching for alcohol as opposed to some other drink, one thing that you can do, and mindfulness will help you to remember this, is instead of drinking alcohol, take a glass and fill it with really cold water and drink the whole glass of water, and then see how you feel afterwards. And so this is another just an interesting idea to mindfully observe what the mind is like. I mean, before and after. What I notice these days about being dehydrated, especially here in Singapore where it's hot all the time, is that I just tend to be sluggish and not very awake in the afternoons. And then I kind of ask myself, wait a minute, how much water have I drunk today? And that can often be the key. So that's the topic. Really noticing each time we do something. It's that awareness that is foundational for us to be able to see what it is that we're doing, and also just kind of reflecting back to 2 lessons ago, take credit for what it is that we've done. Notice those small wins. Keep a journal, by the way, if it helps. That's one of the ways that we can, especially our phones are so advanced these days. Open up your notepad, put a voice memo, remind yourself, hey, I did this. I remembered to drink water at 2 p.m. today. I decided to go for a walk this afternoon to help with my physical fitness. So, any questions, any comments before we get going in our meditation today? Asma says, I'm addicted to scrolling and affects me and my work performance, and what meditation should I be steady on? I feel my brain shaking due to that. Thanks for sharing. I think, again, this is patience, right? Unfortunately, this is something that would be amazing if it could be fixed instantly, but it's not. And I think the way to get started on this is to do the meditation that we're about to do, which is focusing on your breath, focusing on the present moment. I guess it doesn't have to be breath, but breath is the one that is easiest for me. So focusing on the present moment and learning how, and teaching yourself through practice how to focus on the present can help. And watch your meditation today. I mean, this is really my encouragement for you, especially. Observe your mind in meditation today. Is there a frustration? Is there a strong desire to get back to your phone and to see what's going on, and to look at whatever it is that you want to look at? Notice that. And I have to say that, in the last month, as I've been meditating for longer stretches regularly, my impulses to do those kind of things have started to wane and started to subside. So I encourage you, and I hope that as you keep practicing that can unfold for you as well. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Alexa. Let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So get comfortable. Find a posture that's going to be suitable for your practice today. So I'd encourage you to choose one that's upright, one where you can be fully awake and alive and alert, yet fully relaxed. Just take a few moments to roll the shoulders, move the head from side to side, just to encourage the body to release a little bit of tension. You can take your right hand, just rest it on your head to bring your head towards the right shoulder. And then the other side, just very slowly and gently, the left hand on the right side of the head. Just feel that stretch in the trapezius. Just a few more shoulder rolls. If you feel comfortable, you can allow your eyes to close. Or if you prefer, leave your eyes open and just keep a soft gaze. So not really looking at anything, just letting the eyes relax. Placing the hands on the knees or in the lap. Your arms just kind of hanging there as comfortably as possible. It's kind of like heavy curtains just hanging. But with that support of your hands, wherever your hands are resting, so that your arms aren't, that your shoulders aren't overly exerted by the weight of the arms. Noticing the face. Is the face under tension? See if you can relax your eyebrows, relax your eyes. Are your teeth clenched? See if you can relax your jaw, and even if you can't, see if you can bring the teeth on the bottom away from the teeth on the top. So it's just a slight gap between your teeth. Lips closed if you can, if your nose is free from blockage today. Tongue is gently resting behind the front teeth. It's in contact with the palate. And now I invite you to shift your attention to your breath. Noticing the belly rising and falling with each breath. And so let's intentionally deepen the breath a little bit. This will help, one, to aid in focus, and two, to help stretch out the diaphragm and the abdominal cavity. So just breathing in and out. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now allowing the breath to return to its natural pace. seeing if you can concentrate your attention fully on this feeling of breathing. And today, if you'd like, just to assist in this breathing and awareness of breath, counting the breaths. So how might we do that is we breathe in, breathe out, 1. Breathe in, breathe out, 2. And so again, I don't want to control the pace of your breath. Just let your breath be natural and see if you can keep the mind concentrated up to a count of 10. And then when you get to 10, the next breath, count again 1. And for some of us, our minds will be so active that we'll lose track of what number we're on. And that's okay. That's part of this practice. Don't worry about it. Don't try to remember what number you were on. Just return to 1. There is no progress we're making here by counting. It's just to help as a concentration aid of the mind. Sometimes we'll also get lost to the point that we count to 11 or 12. Again, no need to judge yourself. Just notice, I've mindlessly, autopilotly counted to 12. Now I'll return to 1. And so keep going as best you can. And so the number isn't important. The number is coming at the end of the breath, so we're not kind of going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 the whole time. The idea is to focus on the feeling, the expanding and contracting of the abdomen. At the end of the contraction before the next inhalation, it's just the simple count. And when thoughts come, as they will, there's no need to push them away. There's no need to try to cling to some result. To rigidly force ourselves back to the breath. Just take a moment to acknowledge that the mind has wandered. What was it that caused the mind to wander? Curiously investigating, what is my mind like? But then resisting that temptation to cling to that thought, to follow it. Where does it go? No need to walk down that path. No need to follow the thought train. No need to jump on board. It's like we're just standing at the station, watching the train pull in and pull out. And then in this space of emptiness, fully committing our attention, our awareness to observing the feeling of breathing, the expanding as we breathe in, the contracting of the abdomen as we breathe out. Every time you notice your mind has wandered and you're bringing your mind back to the breath, to counting the breaths, this is the strengthening of that awareness muscle. Aha, I notice that I've wandered away. Let's come back. It's not a failure. On the contrary, this is the greatest success of our practice. Congratulations, everyone, for making it through, for having committed to take this time to strengthen yourself and your mind. Maybe take a moment to give yourself credit for having done this today. And now we'll draw this practice to its close with 3 rings of the bell. All right. Well done. Great job, everybody. How'd it go today? What was that like? So feel free to write in the chat. Was it easy? Was it hard? Did you count? Did you find yourself distracted a lot? That was around just under 20 minutes, I think, which was like, it felt, I mean, I look at the clock. I was surprised. It just seems like it went so quickly today. Thank you, Matt. I'm just going to pop my follower card up. If you don't follow me already on Insight Timer, please do. That's the easiest way you can help me out as a teacher on Insight Timer. And then I guess I want to say also, it's good. I'll just glance at the faces up here again. Hi, Jen. Hi, Poppy Street. Hello, Sherry. Patricia said this was nice, felt short. I heard that one should not meditate X amount of hours before bed. Is that true? And what's that time frame? That's okay. First of all, I don't think there's a should. There's no should in that. This is dependent on you. What I find meditating before bed can be very relaxing and can help you to get to sleep. In fact, so the flip side of that is some people will meditate and then fall asleep in their meditation, and then after they wake up, then it's bedtime, and then they're wide awake. So that can be one of the more difficult things to notice. I mean, honestly, certainly on meditation retreat, I'll tell you just from this experience, if I'm meditating from 8:30 to 9 p.m., like when my head hits the pillow it's like I get back to my bed and brush my teeth, lie down. It's like that. It's practically instant. It's very, very, very easy to fall asleep. But that's that's meditation retreat. It can be like that. It's if you've got to choose one time to meditate during the day, of course, personal preference, what's possible for you, that's the most important. But like if you can't meditate in the morning and at night, if you've got to choose one, usually for me and from what I've read as well, the brain is a bit sharper in the morning, and you've got a lot less baggage from the rest of your day. So a lot of times we're just too tired to meditate well in the morning. In the evening, and the morning can be a better choice. Jennifer says, counted, a bit distracted by some images, so I practice coming back. Jean says, I did not get enough sleep last night. And just like earlier when Eddie and I were meditating, my posture dropped, my head bobbed, and I had to bring myself back. I even tried to put my hand on my abdomen and one on my chest, and they slipped. Sleep is important. Sleep is very important. Just pop the donate. The other thing you can do to help is donate. That, if today's practice was helpful and useful for you. One other thing I want to say is I have uploaded my course. So finally, I have my first course on Insight Timer that will be out. It should be this week. They say within 5 business days. I published it on Friday, so that will be out. It is the 9 attitudes of MBSR, and I have to say I'm quite proud of it. At the same time, it's funny as I'm listening to the tracks, I of course critique. I've got all these little critiques. Here's what I don't like about it too. Thanks, CC, for your donation. Yeah, I'll probably be doing more live events after that releases just to get some awareness on more than just this time slot. So probably do more so to get that more publicized. So looking forward to it. What's the thing that I don't like about it is there are a few times where I just catch myself talking too quickly, and I'm just, part of me wanted to re-record and do it over, and I just said, okay, can I just let this be, right? Can I practice my own teaching of letting go and just go, let this go. I've got more. I'm going to do more courses in the future. This is the first, but not the last. So look forward to those. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you because it's, it's near and dear to my heart. So thanks, Karen, for your donation. Thanks everybody again for being here today. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. So next time the topic is, we're rolling off of this one into overcoming the all or nothing mindset. So that's next time. So this time, why is meditation the critical pillar of the 5 pillars? Next is overcoming that all or nothing mindset. All right. Let's close our practice as we do with some well wishes to ourselves and well wishes to everybody else. May I be happy and peaceful. May everyone here today, watching, listening, wherever you are, I wish you all happiness and peace. And may all of humanity, everyone everywhere, those we agree with, those we don't agree with, may everyone be happy and peaceful. All right. See you in 47 hours. Until then, bye-bye.